Kid from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of all this nonsense. And yep, it's about that time to go ahead and do just that. So I know it's in the morning where most of you are, and I'm pretty sure. And right now, here it is, I guess, 11 o'clock, something like that. And I hope, though, you got a few minutes to listen to the show, yo. Because, boy, this one's going to get rough. It's going to be a bumpy ride, y'all. I hope you're ready for this one. So let's see. First things first, got to make sure notification went out to myself. All right, somebody say, hi, Kevin. Well, hello there. You see the fool on the thumbnail? Jimmy Kimball? You see that fool? He got Trump's picture up there. I mean, he got on his shirt, rather, Trump would kill you. And I'm saying, why would you do something like that? Why would you put a piece of propaganda up there on your shirt or, doing your show that will scare people and make them even more radical and crazy? And so we're going to be exploring this whole incident. I know I'm a day or so late. I didn't want to let the smoke clear too much before I address it. So here I am. Better late than never. Now, if this is your first time checking out the show, let me know. All right, I'm still making some adjustments here. Right before I went live, I made some slight adjustments to my equipment, and now it's betraying me. It's betraying me. So anyway, now getting back to this. If this is your first time checking out the show, let me know. And other than that, here we go. Let me get loose, because it's going to get bumpy. Happy New Year's to you, too. Real gold killer. Real gold killer. Real gold killer. This is Kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right. And there's a Kevin's Corner store in here, too. Just for you to get some merch if you want some. You can go ahead and check out the links below each video. Also, there's a number on the screen. 330-974-4607 is the number you could text MAGA to just in case they disappear me off the show. We don't want that to happen without y'all at least knowing where I'm at and what happened to me. Okay. Have to put together a posse to come after me or something like that. Now, with that being said, I also want to welcome any newcomers, tell you to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you'll always know when Kevin flow. Okay. And if you could subscribe to my alternative channel and let's see what else. Oh, and if you want to support my channel in other ways, you can do it through my Cash App and my PayPal link. All the links are below each video. Now let's go ahead and get into this because people are all up in arms. Yeah, people couldn't sit back and predict the most likely outcome that will happen when you see all of the chaos surrounding ICE. People couldn't predict that. Nobody saw this one coming. Nobody could predict that, you know what, this stuff is getting so crazy and out of hand because these Democrats, want to keep their legal immigrants. Somebody might just get hurt. Nobody could predict that. I mean, I'm able to sit back and look at patterns, behaviors and say, hey, this thing is escalating and nobody's doing anything to stop it. Nobody's countering this. Could it be that at some point somebody is going to get overconfident and go too far and win a Darwin Award? See, they're going to go too far and they're going to go ahead and eliminate themselves from the gene pool. So another useful idiot got themselves killed because of the Democrats. Really, because of nothing. Got herself killed because of nothing. Didn't stop for 1 second to think about the cost, think about the potential outcome, think about her kids. Didn't think about that. Didn't even stop to think about, wait a minute, who's really pushing me towards this ideology and all of this stuff? What's their end game? What's their motive? Why are they saying the things that they're saying to get me all up in arms enough to where I commit my time and put my life on the line to go down there and fight for a cause that, number one, I'm not going to be able to stop. And number two, the people that I'm fighting for don't even care about me. You think those illegal immigrants, you think the Somalians and all of them are sitting back mourning over this young lady who lost her life? I mean, it's unfortunate that she was foolish enough to be manipulated and gaslit by the Democrat Party and the fake news to where she would even put herself in these conditions. But this is what you get when all of this chaos goes unchecked by supposed to be, competent. Let's see, let me make sure I can see the chat. They keep making it disappear. Competent leaders in our society. When they embolden you by coddling you, by justifying your anger and your behavior, by making sure they, make provisions to allow you to escape the consequences of your aggression, by telling you that we have to do everything we can to stop this because this is an existential threat. When they start doing that for all of these years and the left has been going unchecked, then you get somebody getting confident enough to do what this lady did. And the irony of this is we're going to see people that are going to be talking about her behavior as if this is normal. Now, it's bad when you get so used to being an agent of chaos and getting away with it to where now right is wrong and wrong is right. You're sitting back like, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, we've been tearing up stuff now for about 10 years. And now all of a sudden, y'all want to go ahead and use, lethal force on one of us? I'm surprised this didn't happen a long time ago. So let's get into it and see, because now the left is all up in arms and they're trying to use this as motivation to launch, another summer of love, perhaps.
I am increasingly concerned because of the chaos that is being caused by these ICE agents, that somebody is gonna get seriously injured or killed.
Yeah, because of them, because of the chaos caused by ICE, right? Yeah. Now, here's the thing about this very feminine soy boy right here. The chaos is caused by you guys. Nobody would even be paying attention to what ICE is doing if you guys weren't putting it on a bullhorn. Look at ICE, they're coming in, they're disappearing people, that they're coming in. And I'm saying chaos only comes when people come and agitate them. If I see the police making an arrest somewhere, I pass on by. I just say, let them handle whatever they're doing. That's what I do. I don't stop and say, hey, why are you arresting that person? Hey, you know what? Shame. I don't do that. Yeah, and guess what? Nobody would know about that arrest unless you saw it or you heard it on the news, because most people mind their own business. See, so the chaos arrives when these agitators show up and they don't know how to mind their business. When these paid protesters show up and they don't know how to mind their business. And then the trick, the sleight of hand from these people who really are behind it and is motivating it, is they're claiming that the chaos is because ICE presence is here. They're the ones causing the chaos, right? Now, once again, if nobody was alerted to ICE coming in and doing this, if people didn't send it out on some, walkie-talkie, the ICE is over here, if people didn't have ICE whistles, if you didn't have people like this and others that are funding this and communicating to all these people, they wouldn't know anything about it. Therefore, there would be no chaos. There would be no chaos. You would be going, what? ICE did a raid? Oh, wow, I had no idea. However, when you get people telling these people in a big network that here's what we do. When ICE shows up, we'll send out whatever alert they got going on. We'll all show up, and these are some of the things you can do to disrupt them. See, and we're going to see just how much disruption is taking place.
Somebody is going to get seriously injured or killed. And whether that is an ICE agent or a community member, we all know the tinderbox that could explode because of it.
Exactly. And that is why you're poking the bear. You want that bear to wake up out of hibernation and swipe you with his claws. That's why you're doing it. So you can have moments like we're about to see. See, yeah, Democrats don't mind seeing somebody pay the price for their propaganda so they can use that person for more propaganda. You see how that works? Oh, shoot, that's great. George Floyd got killed. Man, this is what we're going to do. This we gonna do. Even though that dude brought it all the way on himself. Even though he didn't die because of that cop choking him to death. He OD'd. But what we're gonna do is use this to create more chaos. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this to go ahead and say, somebody said you left Kit channel. I don't know what that means. But yeah, we're going to use this, though, to divide the country, to polarize the situation, to make folks run to the polls thinking that they're voting against racism. That's what it is. We're going to have them thinking they're voting against racism and fascism and all of that stuff. And in reality, they're just voting for Democrats. Yeah, Democrats who create the illusion of all of these horrific things. Put up all of these boogeymen and tell you, oh, shoot, you on this, and they're going to do that to you, and they're going to take away this, and they only like these type of people, and they really want that. They do that to manipulate the useful idiots. And see, so whenever they could capitalize off of one of them, you think these people really care about that girl going down there and getting herself shot? If they did care about her getting shot, they would be telling all of these people the predictable outcome of your behavior, which is on display. I mean, it's not like we're not able to go on the internet and see how they're conducting themselves. But yet you'll listen to these fools come out and say, these people are peaceful protesters. They're legal observers. That's the new term that they're branding. They're legal observers. That's all they are. Yeah. And then all you got to do is go online and you see these legal observers. And you go, that don't look like just legal observers, whatever that means. These people look like they're there to cause chaos. And so when you see this type of behavior over and over again, when you start seeing them throwing bricks at officers, shooting at them, trying to run them over, the predictable outcome is somebody's going to get hurt. Now, see, the reason they don't care about these useful idiots is because they're useful idiots. You think they would send their kids down there to do that? You think if one of these dudes had a son, they'd say, hey, son, here's a good idea. Go down there. Park your car in the middle of the street sideways and block ICE. Do whatever you got to do to stop them. No, they wouldn't do that because they know it's a game. They know this is a strategy that they're using, see, hoping to create enough outrage and backlash to where ICE just stopped doing it. That the government just gives up and say, man, this is too much negative press. That is why this young lady being killed is great for them. This gives them that type of press. They're going to say, well, you know what? We're going to skip over all the details that got her killed. We're going to make it seem like ICE just rolling down the street, click, click, hitting their guns together. There's one over there. Bang, bang, that ain't. Let's roll. That's what they want to do. So let's go ahead and see his prediction. Because, see, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, he knows that we keep agitating these people. Something bad is going to happen. But it ain't going to be our fault then. It's going to be ICE.
We all know that the federal government is looking for reasons to deploy more and more people to Minneapolis and
no
cities around the country.
That's what it is. They're just looking for reasons. You're not giving them reasons. No, they're just looking for reasons. They would rather go in quietly, do their job, capture these people, and quickly get out of Dodge. That's what they would rather do. But because every time they show up to do their job, mysteriously, a whole bunch of people show up too. Now, they would prefer to not have those people there, and so they can move quickly in and out. But when those people show up, and now they're up here trying to arrest people and fight other people off and dodge bricks and dodge Molotov cocktails, of course, because of that reaction, then yes, more troops will come to protect the ones from your dummies. But see, he's playing dumb. Yeah, he's pretending as if these agitators has nothing to do with the chaos and the fact that we need more people to come in and hold it down for ICE to do their job.
We all know that we cannot afford to lose a single Minneapolis resident because they showed up and decided to protect their neighbors.
Yeah, they just showed up and decided to protect their neighbors. Now, is that a normal behavior in our society? I'm just wondering. Is that a normal response to law enforcement in our country? I mean, what if we adopt this for every application? Here's my neighbor. He's a full-blown drug dealer. But the neighborhood, they like him because we grew up with him. We grew up with him. He was funny when we was growing up and stuff like that. So when the cops come in to arrest that dude, we all posse up and go outside. Man, why you arresting Rico? That's bull crap. And start harassing the officers. Is that how we do law enforcement nowadays? Yeah, is it just straight up the community polices itself now? They decide who should be locked up and who shouldn't be. Yeah. All of a sudden, we're not asking questions about what they do, who are they, all of this stuff. No, we're just going to say because they live in our neighborhood, cops can't come in and do their job, and we're going to make sure they can't because we're protecting our neighbors. That's how neighbors get killed. See, when you stick your nose in law enforcement's business, it used to be when you see police officers doing stuff, you go the other way just in case they might want to ask you for your license and you got it expired or something. It used to be you like, I don't want to even get questioned. Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I pulled a young lady out of a car that was on fire because she crashed. Drunk, young white girl, ran into a bridge, bang. And, the car, the engine was on fire. And I'm like, oh, shoot, me and this other dude, we jump out. I took a crowbar, bust open the back window because we couldn't get the front door open. Then we had to get the seatbelt cut off, pulled her over the back seat, brought her out, laid her on the ground. Cop showed up and I'm like, you know what? I don't even, and I was clean. I was just like, I don't want to go through it. I thought, okay, let me get your name. Where are you from? What were you doing here? I was just like, I'm just going to go tell the people that somebody drug her out the car. But now all of a sudden, I guess everybody want to go and stick their nose. What's going on over here? Why y'all messing with them and stuff? Or could it be that these people have been brainwashed by guys like him?
Because they showed up and decided to express their constitutional right to free speech.
That's it. That's all it was. See, and look how they hide behind this, and nobody checks them. I mean, the news, the fake news, of course, never checks them. They run cover for them. They allow these people to come out there and say this crap over and over again because they decided to show up and express their free speech. Where was all this, free speech when it came down to conservatives and people praying outside of abortion clinics and stuff like that, or parents coming down and exercising their free speech about what y'all were teaching the kids and all? Where was all of that? Where was all the free speech when we was online and we just disagreed with the shot and all of that? Where was all of that? Where was the free speech when we were out there saying, wait a minute, something was suspicious about that last election? Yeah, they were shutting down our free speech. So it only applies to their radicals. However, their interpretation of free speech is we get those stuff at you. We can get in your way. We can block you from doing your job. That's our free speech. Violence is their free speech.
And so that concern is deep. It is held, by the way, not just by me and our residents and the people who are standing up behind me. The concern about getting somebody killed is also held by our police officers.
You mean your fake woke police officers that's too afraid to do their job? I mean, that must be like a requirement for the interview. Are you woke? How woke are you? I want to see your eyes. They look like they're closing. I need them open all the time. You need to be woke all the time, full blown. To where you, for some reason, come out and side with the criminals. So let's continue, because see, he's concerned that something might happen, y'all.
A few moments later.
Well, we got confirmation now through DHS that this was a vehicle ramming situation. They say, in fact, while ICE officers and federal agents were conducting targeted operations, they had the usual scene with the crowds descending on them. And
the usual scene. Now, isn't this quite odd? How could this be usual? How in the world, based on all of the ICE operations going on around the country, do these people somehow all the time find their way to the scene? I mean, if this happened once, okay, and maybe, they happen to be in an area where a lot of people disagree, but this is happening all over the place. Now, isn't that interesting? The usual scene, that means ICE is working under these conditions every single time they go out. So somebody is monitoring the behavior, the movements, and the ICE agents, when they show up, they're monitoring it somehow. And I'm saying, okay, can we intercept that? Can we figure out that there's somebody who's talking to these people, who's mobilizing these people? Because somebody, like just now, is going to get themselves killed. They need to teach their radicals how to protest peacefully, but they don't want that. They want them protesting as radical as they possibly can. See, if you teach them how to protest peacefully, they wouldn't get shot. If you guys came out and say, hey, enough of the blocking the streets, throwing stuff at them, spitting on them, how about you guys stand across the street with your signs and just say, we disagree with ICE? But no, that's not their style. See, that doesn't send a message. That doesn't intimidate ICE and Trump and all of them to make them decide, you know what, this ain't even worth it. Because that's the goal. The goal is to break the will of the federal government deporting these people. Keep badgering them. Keep taunting them. Keep throwing out negative, all of these negative narratives and stuff. Keep doing that until they just start saying, man, forget it. It ain't even worth it. That's a tactic of the radical left. That's how they destabilize a country. That is how they break the wheel of society. They keep acting up so much to where people just say, man, I don't even want to hear it no more. Let them have their way. Just give them what they want. It's kind of like when a parent just gets broke by the kid crying all the time. Just get broke. Used to be shut up with all of that. Now you ain't gonna, after a while you just like, my friend, she used to talk so tough. Before we had kids, she had kids. She'd be sitting in church and other people's kids be acting up. And she'd be like, I can't believe they over there letting their kids run up and down the stairs and crying like that. They need to whoop the kid. I bet you if I had kids, man, she ended up having kids. She had 3 of them. And those kids be in church acting up and she just be sitting there like, she's defeated. They broke her will. No pushback whatsoever. Kids climbing over her back, all up in people's legs. Hey, mister, what you doing? What you doing? And people looking at her like, could you get your kid? Could you get your kid? And she's like, what do you want me to do? I mean, if I whoop them, they make more noise. What do you want me to do? She's broken. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to just be broken and say, we sick of seeing the news headings. We sick of seeing this. We sick of seeing protesters. We sick of this and that. ICE can't get the amount of people out of here that they need to be getting out of here because every time these folks are showing up. But guess what? We don't break. So let's continue because now look what happened. The predictable outcome.
Someone, they say, DHS says, weaponized her vehicle. The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the lives of other agents, discharged his weapon and shot that individual, a woman who now, according to DHS, is in fact deceased. Now, I've got some of the statement from DHS saying that this is a direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assault.
Couldn't have had a more accurate response directly because of sanctuary city policies and the leaders of these cities and states and their rhetoric. And of course, whatever agency or person is paying these people to come out and act like that. Because you can't tell me these people are that passionate about folks they don't know. That's not even normal human behavior. See, that if I don't know you, I'm not putting my life on the line for something I don't know nothing about. Now, if I see you are in direct danger, like the lady who wrecked and I had to pull her out of the car, that's different. But if I see you over there sticking your nose in something, if I see the cops show up and they're handling it and they got a dude on the car with his hands, that's none of my business. Now, why would I go and risk getting myself in trouble because of somebody I don't know? For all I know, you could have just robbed 2 or 3 banks. So either somebody I know would make me go, excuse me, officer, that's my cousin right here. Can you tell me what's going on? Or somebody says, Kev, I will give you about $3,000 to go up there and act like you're concerned about a random human. A random human. Yeah, I might, and then not to mention that, and don't worry, the DA, I know him. So if you get arrested, you'll be out by in the morning with your $3,000. That might motivate me to go up and say, hey man, what's going on over here? Oh, shoot, wait, why y'all arrested? See, this is what I mean. And then I'm out the next day with my $3,000 from some politician who paid me to do it. But let's continue. Oh, well, look at this. Now you would think they'd learn. This is their reaction. after the shooting, next day, I guess, might have been the same day. What do? They don't learn. Liberals are complete idiots. They are. These are all useful idiots. They don't learn. Okay. They're like these seals that I saw, where these two killer whales had mastered this new technique of capturing seals off the shore. Off the shore, y'all. I mean, these two dudes was sweet with it. What would happen is the one killer whale will be floating right out, in the water, and the seals would be looking at the fin, and they'd be like, oh shoot, there's a killer whale right there. And then he would come up and he would go right up on the shore, and what the seals would do was run back up, a little further. Then he would do this breakdance move to get back into the ocean, and what did the seals do? Walk right back down to the shore. They still see the fin out there, and the killer whales were expecting them to do this behavior. They're like, don't worry, they're too stupid. Yeah, they're going to go right back down to the shore. Now, when they do this, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to attack from this end, and they're going to be looking at me. I'm going to keep my fin up. Okay, so they'll see the threat. But what you do is you come in on the shore, laying low to the side with your fin like this. So you just show up out of nowhere and grab them when they run up this way. They were all getting caught. They would see other seals get snatched by that technique and taken out into the ocean, and they go right back down to the shore. And I'm going, there's no way you would get me even close to the shore. I would be so far. I might be in some district somewhere. They'd be like, what is a seal doing in the city? I'm getting away from those killer whales. Too close. My friends, though, are stupid. They keep going right back down to the shore, and they wonder why they keep getting caught. So now these people did just that. They see somebody get shot, and they go right back out there. What y'all doing? All of that stuff. To where now they got to get physical with these people. Look at that. How can you work under these conditions?
I just want to tell folks what we're looking at here. This is neighboring St. Paul.
Now, y'all ready for some BS now? Look how the media is framing this.
Paul, where there are clashes taking place right now, live pictures. Protesters are clashing with what appears to be ICE agents.
Appears to be ICE agents? What do you mean appears? You don't see that big police, the word on the back of him right there? Who do you think these people are? That's my question. Who do you think all of these people with these helmets on and all of that stuff, who do you think they are? Appears to be, because see, they want to keep the suspicion, the narrative that these people are, faces covered, they're unmarked vehicles, they're not acknowledging who they are. They want people to think that this is some shadowy, personal police. They want people to think that these might even be crooks that's just kidnapping people off the street, unidentified. So instead of just saying ICE agents, because we all know they're ICE agents, we see police on the back of the shirt, but here she is, appears to be, and then watch the rest of them follow up with some more propaganda.
And it appears that the protesters were trying to enter a federal building.
No, that's what they were doing. It appears. Why else would they be taken into custody and thrown on the ground?
And they are.
Well, right now, these images obviously are police officers are surrounding and keeping.
Look at that. Look at it. I mean, these are supposed to be regular people. How many regular people besides me keep a full-blown gas mask? Now, I keep one just in case things go off the rails. I got me a nice one. That's right. Chemical warfare, everything. I'm like, sounding like Bane. But the average person don't run around with gas masks unless you're coming with bad intentions. Unless you are expecting to get yourself sprayed with some pepper spray or something like that, or tear gas. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't bring a gas mask to a protest. But hey.
Officers are keeping them on the ground. John?
Yeah, we will keep an eye on this.
Y'all ready? We'll keep an eye on this. We don't want to show too much of it, because then people say, hey, man, these people look completely off the chain. But watch this. Somehow, we got to go back to Trump and all of them being really the reason of all of this.
Heated clash here, and this has been a concern all along. Minneapolis and St. Paul, right across the river, have been a bit of a powder keg. So we know that, of course, is where George Floyd was killed.
George Floyd. What does that got to do with this? What does that have to do with this? Let's bring up some stuff that led to one of the worst violent streaks, coordinated violence, unchecked violence in our country. Let's bring up that. So we can make people think this is another George Floyd moment. Both of these situations, George Floyd and this lady, both won Darwin Awards. That's what happened. Both of them. But here you are, George Floyd and all this stuff. And then
2020, it's there's been ICE operations stepped up in recent weeks. The Trump administration has really levied accusations about fraud, singling out the Somali community.
Levied accusations. No, those weren't levied accusations. We got proof. All of the Somalians, a high percentage of them are participating in fraud. But here it is. It's always Trump levying accusations. Yeah, because of his accusations probably made these people decide to act like this. Because of Trump sending ICE agents in, that's making these people who have no business getting involved with this get agitated. Yeah, they wouldn't have to get agitated if Trump wasn't sending ICE in to do their job. See, that's how that worked. Yeah, so let's continue.
Recent days, and now we are seeing these significant protests the day after the shooting.
Look at this live shot that we're seeing right now. We just saw some black vehicle vans,
snowballs,
moving their way through, and now you see snowballs flying.
Now see, there's a side of me that want to say fire everything. There's a side of me that want to say, you know what, teach these people a lesson. Go old school. Get the shields out. Bring down the mass with the sticks, moving forward, synchronizing. All right, step, the 1, 2, push them back. And show them that, hey, man, y'all can't be acting a fool like this, okay? Start dragging a whole bunch, bring in one big paddy wagon, set up a perimeter so when they start scattering and running, you got police officers behind houses waiting like they're most likely gonna run this way, and grab their butts and start throwing them in the back of the paddy wagon. Because this is ridiculous. If this behavior isn't checked, it will continue, and they're relying on that. They're relying on that we ain't gonna have enough resources to arrest people and also keep all of these fools at bay. That's why, yes, we do need the National Guard to come in because these folks, they're gonna keep it up until somebody gets hurt. Then they're gonna blame Trump.
They're walking backwards, so they're being pushed.
Look at this.
Is the way it looks, backwards by protesters who are throwing snowballs at them right now.
And that's all organic, right? That's all organic. All of those people. See, says, but pretty useless. Now check this out. Check this out. This is how I'm voting there. Now he's up here yelling at a big black man too.
I get why you guys are mad.
Look at that. Look at these. Look at these. Umbrellas, white liberals. Give them some of that pepper spray. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The pepper spray makes the day. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, boy, I tell you. Give them a little bit of that gas. Yeah, let them smell it right to the face, directly to the face. Mace to the face sets the pace. Oh, look at him spitting on the car, throwing snowballs at the car. Nazis, Nazis. Dummies, man. They should be saying dummies, dummies. But instead, Nazis, Nazis. Now, do you think the Nazis would be handling them with these kid gloves? That's my question. Trump and his fascist regime. Why haven't he just said, you know what? Let's do what Iran is doing. How about we do that? How about we do what China would do if this was happening, or Russia? Yeah, since I'm such a dictator, since we got this fascist regime, why don't we go, guns blazing? Yeah, hot. Everybody come in hot. Don't even grab them, try to drag them down. Just give them one warning. Hey, disperse or you will be shot. That's what would happen if this was a real fascist regime. But instead, these cops are dealing with a whole bunch of chaotic, radical, crazy. Some of them look like kids. Some of them old. And I'm going, what are you doing out there? What are you doing out there? To push them down, they get back up. Another one come and all of that stuff. But remember, Trump's a fascist. Look at him. Dumb knees.
We're here today because we lost a community member who was doing what was right.
We're here today because we lost a community member that was doing what was right. See this person right here? So now, this is the young lady who lost her life, unfortunately. And these people are too stupid to realize why she lost her life. You will never solve a problem if you can't identify the source of it. You're getting the wrong message from this. You're not able to properly see what led to this. I mean, I'm able to do that even when it's people I care about. I got friends that I say, man, this dude was gangbanging for years. I knew him. He was cool. He was cool with me. We played Little League football together. But every other week, I'm hearing about him out there shooting folks, and they shooting at him. Yeah, every other week. Then all of a sudden, I hear they finally shot him. They finally got him. Now, you think I'm going to get out there, he was out there doing what was right? No, I'm saying that brother, got himself killed. His behavior led to that. It was a predictable outcome. So now, if I don't get the correct message from that, I allow other people to continue doing that and say, well, you know what? That must be right. I'm going, no. I should say, hey, bro, you don't want to end up like this guy. See, he did things that led to his own demise. But these people, she was doing what was right. So doing what's right is sitting in the middle of the street sideways as ICE is trying to leave. ICE is passive. ICE just want to get out of there. See, this is what these people are. How many times you see the police want to just leave and get out of there from the people? That's the crazy part about it. They just like, look, we just want to get away from you crazy people. We got our suspect. We did our job. We just want to leave. And the folks are saying, nah, normally you go, let the police go. Get them out of here. But these folks, nah, you ain't going nowhere. We're going to stop you from taking people who don't belong in the country. So what these people are doing is these people are trying to help criminals. They're embedding? Yeah, these folks right here might as well have them hid in their basement. You're trying to stop law enforcement for going ahead and executing warrants. So now, this is the predictable outcome.
She was fighting for her immigrant neighbors, just as so many of us have been.
Fighting for her immigrant neighbors. They're not your neighbors. Somebody has brainwashed you dummies into thinking these are your neighbors. I wouldn't even do this for my real neighbors. Okay, if the cops show up next door and they're arresting my neighbor, I'm not going over there going, what's going on over here? I'll find out later on the news or wait until they get out of jail. But I'm not going over there. But here they are, arresting our neighbor. Somebody said, Ashley Babbitt, thank you. See, these folks are whining about the cop and his use of force. He ain't have to do that. But nobody said a word about Ashley Babbitt. When I saw that, and I said, that dude had no reason to shoot Ashley Babbitt. And he's a hero. Yeah, to them. Yeah, it was justified. No charges, no investigation, nothing. The same guy who left his gun in the bathroom like, police Lieutenant Riggins off of the Simpsons. Now, where did I put my gun? Yeah, that guy ended up shooting her and nothing happened to him. But this case where the lady backs up, now understand, guys, she had plenty of time to change her mind. The cop didn't have that time. The cop had to make his decision in a nick of time. She had way amount of time to give a different outcome. She had them saying, stop, move the car, move the car, move the car, move the car. She's the kid that don't get it from the parent. Look, man, put that down. I'm telling you right now, how many times I got to tell you? You see I'm on the phone and you keep playing around and then it's, hold on for a second. Now you're going, You had plenty of warnings. Stop. Move, get out the way. We just want to leave. Oh, you won't let us leave? Now get out the car. Oh, you ain't getting out the car? Oh, okay, so now you're going to step on the gas, back up. Okay, turn towards the police officer that was initially on the corner, wasn't even in front of the car. But when you turn, now you line him right up with the left side of the car and then step on it. Now, just because I heard that engine go vroom, and your wheels go vroom, I feel like your intentions are bad. I mean, you didn't even ease on the gas. You didn't even give me a reason to say, maybe this person just want to go ahead and slowly drive off. When you go, I'm going, that right there makes me feel like this person is in a hurry and this car is coming at me. And not only did the car come at him, the car hit the dude. And they're out here. You're going to see the stupidity coming out of the left concerning what their eyes should be able to see and go, yeah, that's pretty bad. You brought that on yourself. But no, not them.
And now she's gone!
Look at all these white
We
liberals.
cannot let this scare us into stopping our own operations of doing patrols, of helping our community.
Doing patrols, helping our community. In other words, you guys are organized. And look at that big fat, I don't know what that is. Mexican flag, maybe? Mexican flag right in there. And this ain't going to stop us from, being agents of chaos. That's what she might as well have said. Being agents of chaos led to this lady losing her life because she wanted to join the crusade to save Somalians, I guess, that aren't even out there. Where are all the Somalian community that they're fighting for? I don't see any Somalians in that protest celebrating this woman's sacrifice to save them. Hey, they're not there because they don't care? Oh, okay. Yeah. They're somewhere saying, we got to get away from this fraud case, man. We got to go and protect our investment. But nonetheless, these white liberals are willing to put their lives on the line for folks who don't give one darn about them. And the Democrats don't. The Democrats don't care about these people. Yeah, the two groups of people they feel they're doing this for, neither one of them care about these people. And we're going to see.
I'm doing everything in our power to support the immigrants in our community who are under such a brutal siege in the United States currently.
Such a brutal siege. Notice they never mention illegal. To protect somebody, this is a brainwashing project that should be studied in the future. How do you get these people to the point where they really believe that these illegal immigrants need protection by them? These illegal immigrants are being done unjustly. The folks that shouldn't be here is worth me putting my time and my life on the line. Now, some of them, of course, we know are paid protesters, but then you probably got a large majority of them that really believe it. Like this person. When you get to a point where you say, I'm gonna go down there knowing that this could be potentially dangerous. I got kids, I got a family, and I'm going to go ahead and agitate the situation knowing these folks got guns. I'm going to use my vehicle to block them. And I'm never going to even think that this could escalate to the point where I'm shot until I'm shot. See, yeah, I thought that I could, as a liberal, just do whatever I want. Block traffic. We see it all the time when they protest, laying out in the street, tying themselves together, blocking bridges and traffic and stuff like that. Yeah, we could do whatever we want. Well, she picked the wrong police officer and paid the ultimate price.
They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing.
Oh, so she was running point for the chaos. Now, see, this is how crazy these liberals have become. How they look at this as common. See, the news try to be slick about it because they know these folks are radical and this is violating the law. They got these people under the delusion that this behavior is so normal that I could just say it like this. I mean, I don't even see what the problem is. We've been doing this forever. Nobody, in her mind, she's not even able to stop for 1 second and say, how is this going to come out? When I'm trying to relay that this woman got shot for just being a peaceful protester, and yet I lead in by saying she was doing what she was supposed to do. She was blocking ICE from leaving. It don't even register in their mind that that's the problem. That right there shows why she ended up in this situation. But you guys are under such delusion that you think this is normal. She was doing what she was supposed to do.
Doing what she was set out to do.
Set out to do.
Wanted to get her the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely. What? That's bad? That's bad? Oh, I shouldn't have said that? Oh, I'm making the case of why she ended up getting the Darwin Award? That's what I'm doing? That's right, definitely. I mean, if anything, if these people had any awareness of what they were doing is wrong, they would have been like, she actually got lost. She was just stuck and she's trying to turn around. And then ICE told her move. She was like, well, could you give me a second? I'm just going to try. And they was like, no, we ain't going to do that. And then all of a sudden they just shot her. But she goes ahead and lays the groundwork for the whole argument of why she ended up winning the Darwin Award. Absolutely. She was right in front. That's what she was sent there to do. And guess who sent her there to do it? Her so-called wife. While she thought this would be a great moment to show our activism, I'm going to stand here and record the whole scene. I'm going to record the whole scene and say, so we can look back one day and look at how we saved all of our immigrant neighbors and how we showed ICE that they can't just come in here like us. Yeah, recording it thinking we're going to post this or something, and ended up recording her so-called wife being murdered. Then go sit down talking about this down here. You're darn right. But there's many other people involved too. The blame, there's enough blame to go around.
That was her goal.
And then look at this. See this? Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, give you some mustard to the face or whatever that is they shot. Yeah, the brother went after the gun. But remember, guys, these are peaceful protesters. These are just, legal observers, according to the new buzzword that they're all using. Legal observers.
I heard the commotion. I heard whistles.
Oh, here's another one. Here's another confession that I'm sure this CNN person probably is going, Well, now I got to either ignore what you just said, like what you just said wasn't crazy, and incriminating, or just sit there like I didn't hear it. Watch this.
Which is a common sign of ICE is nearby. And
they got whistles.
I went out onto my front porch. I didn't even have shoes on. And within...
Liberals ain't got nothing else to do. They done went and got whistles. Thought when I heard the whistle, I was didn't even grab my shoes. I'm running out there to save some legal immigrant that I don't even know the background or why ICE is arresting him or them or whoever. And I'm just going to run out there and stick my nose in it because I'm a white, dumb, liberal, useful idiot. And then what did you witness?
Within the 60 seconds, everything had already gone down. But there was an ICE convoy that seemed to be stuck, and then there was a protester who was blocking traffic.
Now look at the CNN person just sitting there, like, oh no, that's the part that we wanted to leave out. Yeah, we didn't want you to come out and say a protester was blocking traffic. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to act as if I didn't hear that part. And then to follow up with that, watch what the lady says right after this.
Couldn't progress. And she was totally peaceful. And
boy, these people are dumb. I mean, they have lost all understanding of how our society works. Here she just goes ahead and says that this lady was blocking ICE from leaving, and she was totally peaceful. So let me understand. Just because I sit in my car, but I use the car to block you from leaving, blocking ICE. But hey, I'm just sitting in my car. I done took the keys out or whatever. I'm just sitting in the car. I'm peaceful. I ain't do nothing. No, you have done something. You have blocked ICE from doing what they need to do. And now all of a sudden, this lady is talking about she's totally peaceful. That's the disconnect. She goes right on and tells the lady that she was blocking ICE from leaving. And in the next breath, she was totally peaceful. And the CNN lady has to try to pretend that she didn't hear that. Yeah, the CNN lady can't intervene and say, actually, blocking ICE from doing their job is not peaceful protesting. No, she's going to let this lady say this and leave her dumb audience to think that this is a normal way of protesting. Hey, you never done that? You never decided to park your car perpendicular and block the police from leaving and just say, look, man, I'm sitting in my car peacefully. I ain't do nothing. Unbelievable. The CNN person should have checked her immediately, but nope, she can't do that.
ICE, it seemed completely unorganized. They didn't really know what they were doing. They were screaming at her to move, move, move.
Oh, so they were disorganized. That's what it is. They didn't know what they were doing. So let me understand. All of these folks surrounding them, blocking traffic. Okay. And yet they were disorganized. No, what created the illusion of organization are the agitators. Yeah, I'm pretty sure ICE knew exactly who they were going after. I'm pretty sure they had an exit strategy until y'all showed up. And now here she is. They look like they didn't know what they were doing. They're going, okay, how do we get all these cars out the way? We didn't plan for this. Okay, so now we got to go ahead to a secondary plan. Lady, could you move? Hey, could you move your car? Could you move your car? Look, move the car. Move the. You know what? That's it. That's it. See how it escalates. But yet here she is. They didn't know what they were doing. No, they did know what they were doing. They were trying to leave.
They approached her vehicle aggressively and grabbed.
Oh, that's what it was. They approached her vehicle aggressively. After asking her to leave multiple times, after asking her to move out the way multiple times. So I guess, what did they do? Skip up to the door, tiptoe. No, when you do something like that, you're showing them, you know what? I've tolerated you enough. When that parent go running over to you to whoop you, you think they're going to come over there skipping? No, you hear them feet go real quick. Man, my boy, the dude who made the song, my opening song, I Rock the Planet, Beat My Chest, he's my best friend's youngest brother. He was like 5. And this dude, man, used to be the biggest crybaby. And when he get whooped, he would say this statement all the time. You know, he'd be like, nobody loves me. I hate you all. And I wish I was never born. Every time, in that order. And his mom was a psychiatrist, very quiet, docile, peaceful lady. The dad would give him the business. But one night, we all hanging out at my boy Rob's in high school. And Anthony come in there and he's like, hey, Robbie, would you help me blow up my balloons? And we're like, beat it, because we were playing Nintendo. He asked his sister, Cherry. Cherry said no. So he goes and asks his mom. And she's like, honey, no, I'm studying for this major test. I can't do it right now. And sure enough, there he goes. Nobody loves me. I hate you all. And I wish I was never born. She said, you know what? I'm sick of you saying that. You take your little butt in that room and go to bed. So he goes in there. And instead of going to bed, what does he do? And my boy Rob looks over at me and says, hey, man, he's about to get it. Because my mom got a major test she's studying for. He's going to get it. So you hear the door open. She goes over there. You shut your butt up. You understand that? And then he goes, you know, he got quiet for a second. She said, if I have to come back in here again, I'm going to whoop your butt. Now I'm going to see Miss Mary whoop somebody. Woo, you got to really push her. Then she goes back in her room. About 5 minutes later, Ma. The door opens. You hear her go over there. What? Can I have a drink of water? I'm going to give you this water. Then you take your butt to sleep. She goes, give him the water. 5 minutes later, Ma. My boy looked at me like, hey, man, watch this. That door opened, and all you heard was them feet going. There was no more walking. Yeah, those were feet of aggression. He had pushed her past that peaceful approach. She gave him multiple warnings. He knew those feet were coming for business. There was no tiptoeing. They aggressively, she ran over there, and all you heard was, psh, 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 psh. Okay, Macha, wore his tail out. So it was, talk time was over. When these cops start going up to you aggressively, that's because you pushed it. Yeah, you didn't respond to the subtle request. Could you move your car? Could you move that? So now they're supposed to go chicka 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 on your door handle. Chicka chicka chicka. By that time, they're mad. They're coming to get your butt out that truck. And she knew it. And her response led to her demise.
To open her door, and then that's when she got spooked, and she reversed her vehicle to turn her wheels to try to escape.
So now, she got spooked. That's what happened. So, regardless of what made her decide to pull off, whether she was trying to hit the officer or trying to just leave, doesn't matter. Because she had plenty of opportunities to avoid the situation. Yeah, you didn't have to get spooked if you would have complied way earlier when the cops had a very, subtle tone. See, I mean, you spooked yourself. See, I mean, I look at it like this. If a cop says, "Sir, could you move your vehicle?" That's not threatening to me. I'm going, let me go ahead and move. I have no reason to be spooked. But if I look at him with my window up and I'm like, pfft, and he keeps going, "Hey, I need you to move your vehicle. I need you to move your," hey, look. Now all of a sudden, I ain't got no business getting spooked. It's too late. I know the predictable outcome. Do you think that the cops were going to let you sit there forever and impede them from leaving? What do you think would be the natural outcome of this? See, this is where I say liberal logic is blew out. These people are brain dead, man. I'm saying, do you think that these ICE officers would eventually say, "Well, they got us pinned in, nothing we could do. Well, we might as well go ahead and take these prisoners that we have back to where we found them. They've beaten us, they've won." I mean, look at her. She's parked sideways. What do we do about this, Johnson? They're going to get you out of the way, one way or another. And you can either do that on your own or you can get the aggressive way. She chose the aggressive way, and her response led to her demise.
And that's when an ICE agent stepped in front of her vehicle and said, "Stop."
Oh, that's what he did?
I mean, she was already moving, and then point blank shot her through her windshield.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that the recap of this, because it doesn't seem like that cop stepped in front of her vehicle and said, "Stop." Seemed like she turned those wheels towards that cop after she backed up. And then on the way out, that cop now is right in front of her vehicle. And she's lucky if he did get out, stop. Now remember, the cop had split second. This woman had God knows how many minutes to make a good choice. How many minutes the cops were like, "Get the car out, move the car." Look, lady, she had plenty of time to make a good, rational decision. She had moments to say, "How's this going?" Even if it was, "I'm going to get arrested. I got kids. Hope maybe do I have a livelihood? Do I work or whatever? I'm gonna miss work. I might have a record." Yeah. See, now all of a sudden the fear kicks in when you see they mean business. When you see they're like, "Okay, now we're gonna take you down." Okay, now all of a sudden, "Oh shoot, I've gone too far." So regardless of her motive, people are like, "Well, she just wanted to escape." Well, her method of escaping led to her demise, even if that's what she was trying to do. Cop didn't know that. So now look at the people coming in, because see, apparently these folks right here, they don't know how to watch a video and see what really happened. So they just come out and say stuff like this.
Devastating actions by ICE under Trump's fascist regime have taken place.
What? His fascist regime taking place in Minnesota. You mean the fascist regime that didn't open fire on all of those agents of chaos? That's not very fascistic. That's not quite Hitlerish. I mean, the brown shirts would have made quick work of all of those people. See, they would have been like, "That's right. This is our opportunity to lay down some lead. Yeah, form a line and just start firing." But instead, one person got herself killed. The rest start acting up, and they didn't even get shot for acting up.
Minneapolis, ICE agents have shot a protester in the face for no reason whatsoever.
No reason whatsoever. Now you see the mess these people are putting out, and yet they want to censor my channel. Yeah, you see the lies that the folks on the left would just kick out to keep their, complete idiots under this delusion, mind control. Yeah, to keep them completely ignorant, to keep them from being able to actually see reality for no reason whatsoever. Everybody knows what could happen to you when you do something like that. Now, all of a sudden, this woman is pretending to be like the kids in high school that would always say, "I ain't do nothing." And you know what I always would do? So let me get this straight. You were sitting in class, minding your business, listening to your teacher, taking notes. And she just yelled and said, "Hey, you, get up and go to the principal's office." What'd I do? Nothing. I just don't like you. So go ahead and go to the principal. And when you get to me, you want me to believe I ain't do nothing. So now she wants us to believe this lady was parked off to the side, out of the way, sitting in her car, minding her business, and that officer just came up there and shot her for doing nothing. Now, when people say stuff like that, your logic should kick in and make you think, wait, does that make sense? What? If she was doing nothing, then why would that officer shoot her? Maybe I'm not getting the whole details.
And this ICE agent just walks away. Doesn't see if she's okay.
Oh, because his leg was hurt. Because she actually hit him. Okay? Unbelievable.
It's in a car and leaves. Then the president.
I'll take some questions, but I want to make just one final observation here. When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it.
Tell us, JD.
Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well,
yeah, that's what it is. U.S. citizen. Not paid protester or agitator or a woman that was impeding them. Nothing. ICE agent just, people are mad because ICE agent just kills U.S. citizen. Now, do you see the propaganda we are up against? The coordinated effort from, the top to the bottom to keep people mad, ignorant, delusional. This right here is just a tragedy when it comes down to journalism. So now, they just make it seem like ICE agents are randomly out there just shooting U.S. citizens for nothing.
That's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace.
Oh, mother of three who loved to sing and write poetry, shot and killed by ICE in Minnesota. This is about as bad as the Maryland man. Y'all see this? They're writing a eulogy for this woman, mother of three, who loved to write poetry. She loved to have, a sip of champagne prior to going to sleep at night as she gathers her children to pray for the safety of America. This woman who, the woman who stuck her nose in federal law enforcement's business, took time out of her schedule with no regard of how this could impact her kids, her livelihood, and went down there to be a social justice warrior and disobeyed lawful orders and then tried to leave the scene while striking an ICE agent and getting herself shot. Y'all left all of that out of the obituary? Why didn't you write that in there? But no, they didn't put that in there. She's just a mother of three who likes to sing and write poetry. Shot by those evil white supremacist Gestapos.
And it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oh!
Would you look at that?
Yeah!
A few more blemishes on the car. Oh my gosh, just look at
Well,
it.
look at that! Well, look at that. Would you look at this? So now, the lady with all the Botox face, was talking about she didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. CNN. At the poetry, at the singer, and I'm saying, wow. So wait a minute. Well, I guess the car just did it on its own. What is that? The car is, Christina. Remember that movie? The car was a crazy car that was just doing. Yeah, the car just did it. Yeah, she didn't step on the gas. Now, she could have, if you think about all the other ways, she could have got out of this. Number one, not going there at all. Number two, you go there and you don't park your car there. You get out, you go to the side with your own sign and you protest. Number three, if you do something stupid like put your car in the middle of the street sideways, when they come up to you and say, hey, move your car, and you move. Yeah, look at all these ways she could have got out of that. And then number 4 or 5, I forget where I'm at now. When they go get out the car, you go, okay, hold up, here I come. All of these were exit ramps off of this situation. But now you see the cop, thank God for the internet, actually get hit. He's sliding backwards. Lucky it's ICE out there. And who knows if she'd have had grip on those tires? Who knows? And then he fires into the car. And yet there's people out saying she didn't do nothing.
Perfect. Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Meanwhile, back in the lowlands.
And so I want Minnesotans to not believe that.
Here we go.
That I'm telling you not to be angry, not to be scared, not to be.
Yeah, because that's how you want them. That's how you want them, Homer Simpson head. That's how you want them, Elmer Fudd. You want them scared. You want them to think that if I go out my house, the Gestapo might wait. I'm an American citizen. I have no reason to be scared. Do you know this fool canceled school? This corrupt politician right there. They're blowing this up to make it seem like they are under attack by the federal government and everybody is a potential victim. And it's so dangerous that we're going to tell schools to be canceled because ICE is out there lurking. And who knows? ICE might just pull up to that playground and open fire on the kiddies or something. Yeah, they might do that. I mean, do you understand the theater that comes along with this? And of course, Homer Simpson head is like, get the heat off of me and all this corruption.
Feeling a little bit hopeless in this moment. But I would also say this, and I saw it last night. I saw it during George Floyd. I've seen it throughout our history.
Here we go. When more inflating and inflaming the situation. Saw it in our history, saw it at George Floyd. So here we go, sending the clowns.
Things looked really bleak. It was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863.
You see that fake 63? You see the acting job that's going on with Tampon? 63. So what are you suggesting? Are you now suggesting that Minnesota should be the first state to go ahead and launch a civil war? Is Tampon Tim recommending an insurrection? Because this is what it sounds like to me. And they got the nerve to try to give us a little, you see the acting job? I wonder if his coach showed him how to do that. Watch
when things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863.
63. I don't know if he did that because he's busted up or he's trying not to laugh. Because this sounds ridiculous. Just the fact that you're making this comparison makes me think that, what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that Minnesota needs to go ahead and hold the line? Meaning say, you know what? You're not coming in here getting our illegal immigrants that we worked so hard for. We spent 4 years bringing them here. We spent all this money, making sure they got everything. We got it all set up for, them to get licenses, all of that. We putting together this infrastructure. And here you are coming here trying to tear it down. Now, we can't tell the public. This is why we're mad about this. And we're trying to save our investment. So we got to tell them that this right here is them coming in and taking people off the streets and not identifying themselves. So here we go.
And I think now we may be in that moment that the nation's looking to us to hold the line on democracy.
Did he just say what I think he said?
Yes, he did.
When things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863.
1863. What an actor. What a fake dude. But we already know he's fake. We already know Tampon Tim is completely fake. So let's see what JD have to say about Tampon.
And I think now we may be in that moment.
I wanted to read a quote from Tim Walz earlier today. He said, when things looked bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held the line for the nation on July 3rd, 1863. And I think we may be in that moment now. Can you comment on his rhetoric and Mayor Jacob Fry and whether they want to see unrest in Minneapolis?
Well, it's very tough rhetoric from a guy who just quit because his fraudulent activities have been uncovered. Look, Tim Walz is a joke. His entire administration has been a joke. The idea that he's some sort of freedom fighter, he's not. He's a guy who has enabled fraud and maybe, in fact, has participated in fraud.
Oh, tell us how you really feel, JD. I'm loving it. Don't mince words. Don't hold back. Fire everything. Give it to this bum. Thing on 1863.
That's what this new assistant attorney general position is going to find out. I don't care what Tim Walz says. I care about getting to the bottom of this fraud for the American people, and I care about enforcing the nation's immigration laws. That's what we're going to stay focused on.
Watch this now, Bob. Watch the power.
Oh, JD.
Overpowers him.
Or Tim Walz.
That move right there.
Oh.
As you'll ever see.
Put the sack on his chest.
I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it.
Hey guys, JD Vance here, playing a little buck hunter before a rally in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, also known as the closest Tim Walz has ever gotten to real combat. Have fun out there.
It strikes me.
Oh! Wonderfully done, JD. That's right. Tim out there trying to suggest that we are at the verge of a civil war. Now, in my mind, that right there is inciting an insurrection. Yeah, that's what that sounded like to me. Yeah, this guy, we're going to find out in a second, is trying to bring out the National Guard to do what now? So now Scott Jennings is about to lay the groundwork and tell the truth and shame the devil when it comes down to why this all happened.
That we are undergoing an epidemic of political vigilantism right now.
And that
why are people
and that is why this is considered domestic terrorism. The Democrats are using violence to get their political agenda across. That's what puts it in a category of terrorism. Yeah, if we can't get you guys to leave our precious immigrants alone, now we're going to, invoke all of these people to come out, agitate you, badger you, threaten you, intimidate you, take shots at you, do whatever they can to make you guys not do what we don't want y'all to do. Yeah, see, we can't just say, stop it, because that doesn't work. So we're going to use these dirty, violent tactics to hopefully break the will of ICE and the president. That right there is terroristic. When you use violence to get your political agenda across. So now, here's Scott saying, this is where we're at. Now, how did we get here?
Showing up in vehicles, in convoys, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country in an effort to obstruct lawful federal law enforcement activities.
Yeah.
This is not an isolated incident. We have had hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents all over the country. According to DHS, this lady in this car today, along with other vehicles, had been tracking ICE agents around. Why are people believing that they can drive their car into a federal law enforcement situation and that is an appropriate thing to do?
See, that's the question all of these fake people on the news should be asking. What got these people to the point where they don't see the danger? They don't see that this is wrong? What got them there? What gives them the confidence to do this and think there will be no consequences? Could it be that they're all in fake behind sanctuary cities to where they know that people like Fry, people like Homer Simpson head, Tampon Tim won't punish them like that police officer that done sold his soul up in Minneapolis? Yeah, could it be that? Could it be that these people are using rhetoric that lets these people think that, you know what, we got to go to the extreme because Tampon Tim said this is Gestapo. Tampon Tim said that they are disappearing our neighbors and stuff. Yeah, we got to do extreme stuff. Democrats have normalized this form of protesting to where these people don't even realize the danger that they're in. That's what happened. Yeah, so that's what Scott's getting to. And these people are quiet because they know it's the truth.
I understand they don't like the fact that these agents are enforcing existing immigration law. But that's not how we change laws in this country. If you don't like a law, you talk to the politicians. You don't drive your car into the middle of a building or a law enforcement situation that's being occupied by the people who are simply there to enforce the law. If I don't like how much the IRS is charging me in taxes, I don't drive my car into the Treasury Department, try to run somebody over. I call my congressman.
Bam! By the way, good morning. Somebody say, good morning, Kev. Good morning to you all. Y'all see that? See, this is how smart people should see this and interpret this. Hey, these folks are working hard to go around the real problem, the real issue. Round and round that mulberry bush. What was her intention? She didn't leave. I thought, well, you know what? She just briefly protested and this and that. And I'm going, wait, you're not able to see the source of how this all started? You're trying to treat the symptoms and not the source? That looks like, you know what? You definitely have some type of sores on your skin. Could be a rash, hay fever, or it could be skin cancer. Hey, why don't you get to the source of it? We're just going to go ahead and put some dab on it, some salve maybe, stuff like that. It should heal. Hey, doc, how about you look a little further? Is it normal that I have lesions all over my body like this? Huh? Maybe you should start going ahead and doing a couple x-rays or blood work or something like that. get to the root of it before it's too late. I come back in and I'm one big scab. Yeah, no more here and there. I'm just a big scab. He's like, wow, this escalated fast, got out of control. I was up here treating you for scabies. Had no idea you were suffering from skin cancer. You can start there and figure it out so we can treat it. This is the cancer right here. It is politicians that are selfish and that are evil, that are trying to protect their unlawful, crazy, efforts to change the voting demographics. And they're using these useful idiots to help protect their investment. And they have no idea, that they're doing that.
Political vigilantism is being encouraged by Democratic officials like the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan, who earlier this year told people to, quote, put your bodies on the line, and Tim Walz calling these guys Gestapo all year. What do you think happens when you radicalize a base of people about this?
Oh, here come the ref. You see the ref coming in? I bet Scott, because Scott was making too much sense. Yeah, he was identifying the source of the problem. The source of the problem isn't ICE going in there agitating people. That's not the source. Yeah, that's them trying to redirect everybody and misplace the blame.
Some are even.
Remember this? This was a while ago. Look at this bum, Hawker Jeffries. Look what he doesn't even address. He had a chance to go ahead and denounce this statement from their radical base, but what does he do?
Being told they need to be more willing to go out there and get shot when fighting. That was a direct quote. Get shot when fighting back against some of Trump's policies. One House Democrat saying, quote, and I'll read it to you.
House Democrat.
Our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough. There needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public. How do you respond to that, Leader Jeffries?
Let's see. These folks right there are radical. That's crazy. We don't want people going to the extreme, getting hurt. That is not how you solve your political differences. Nobody needs to get shot. That's how he should respond. But watch Hawker.
Democrats not meeting the moment, not doing enough to fight these developments.
Well, we are in a more is more environment in terms of the unprecedented assault on the American way of life and our country that has been launched by Donald Trump and compliant House Republicans.
So in other words, I'm not going to condemn that. I'm not going to tell people that's crazy. I'm not going to tell my radical base who's saying, yeah, we need to go ahead and get bloody. Now, imagine if conservatives were saying stuff like this. I mean, Trump said, walk over and let your voices peacefully be heard. And he was inciting an insurrection. But these people are talking about we're going to have to get some bloodshed going on. Yeah, folks might have to get shot. And these folks just scale over it. Because remember, if Trump's involved, everything is on the table. If there's ever a reason to get radical, it's because of Trump. See, we're not dealing with a normal situation because our way of life is under attack. And I'm going, whose way of life? What are you talking about? Who are you referring to? Who are you, convincing and gaslighting that they're under attack? Because I'm going, I feel pretty good. I don't feel threatened when I leave out of here that ICE is going to swoop me up. Because guess what? I'm not an illegal immigrant. And I'm not a dumb liberal who thinks it's legal for illegal immigrants to be in our country. And when, ICE deports them, it's my responsibility because we're under attack, our way of life, and this is Gestapo. So it's my responsibility and obligation to put my life on the line to stop illegal immigrants from being deported out the country. I get myself killed, they still get deported. Life goes on. And Democrats use my death for propaganda.
Gestapo-like behavior.
Look at that.
Plainclothes officers wearing masks are terrorizing immigrants.
Look at that. Could that be the source? Or we're trying to get to the source of what led to this lady right here. See, it didn't start with her sitting in the middle of the street. No. This cancer started a long time ago. Look at that guy. There's a disappearing unmarked vehicles. So these people are too dumb to realize. Now, wait, let me understand. They're unmarked vehicles. They don't identify themselves. They got masks and stuff. But for some reason, all of their protesters end up showing up because they know that it's ICE. How is that? How is it that because if you don't know who these people are, they're unidentifiable, then how do the protesters know who to show up and harass and throw stuff at? That's my question. So that's the type of rhetoric. Let's see what the snake in the grass got to say. The guy with the slit tongue.
ICE issue is alarming beyond words. Masked men jumping out of unmarked cars, people disappearing.
You see that? You see that? Nothing inflammatory about that statement. Nothing over the top. That this right here is beyond words. Same rhetoric. Unmarked vehicles, unidentifiable, jumping out, disappearing people. Now, because we are intelligent and we have common sense, we know that that's not what's happening. They come up with these statements, these cliches, this verbiage, and try to create this imagery in people's mind. They're clever with it, disappearing people. And I'm saying, no, arresting people. See, y'all like to switch up the terms. It goes from illegal immigrant to undocumented citizen, stuff like that. So now they're disappearing people. That used to be called arresting people. So when they arrest American citizens, do they vanish? That's my question. Do those American citizens that are arrested by police just disappear? Is that how we interpret when law enforcement arrests people for breaking the law? They're disappeared? Or does that only apply to your illegal immigrants who you guys are trying to keep here in the country?
No due process. Oh, we're being hyperbolic. If you're a black and brown community, it's here. Wait.
That's not hyperbolic. You just pretty much told every black and brown person that, hey, you're on the table when it comes down to them just arresting you for no reason. Didn't even mention that, what? That only might apply to you as if you're an illegal immigrant. Nah, why not? Why not just go the full distance and make it seem like Trump has launched a war against all people of color in America? You see the hyperbole? Do you see the danger? This is where the cancer started.
Dangers that we saw in Nazi Germany, especially in the earliest days. Dangers that we need to react to now.
Man, it's almost hard to believe that these people are in leadership and they are doing this to our country, all in efforts to protect their power, protect these illegal immigrants from being deported. Not protect them from being deported because they need them. These folks don't care about none of these people. They don't care about the protesters who they done, gaslit into putting their life on the line. They don't care nothing about these illegal immigrants. Nah, man. We're just trying to protect our investment. It's almost like if they were cattle or sheep or whatever. It's just like, man, you don't love our sheep. We don't love our cattle. That's our source of power and money. Dang on it. So that guy, when you go to Hitler, that right there is no coming back from that. He went straight to Hitler.
They're taking people off the streets and sending them away. It's a 5-alarm fire, everyone.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people.
Trying to hide their identity. Now, notice what these fools are saying. Aggressive overreach. What? Like arresting people in the country that you brought in here illegally? That's aggressive overreach. And then got the nerve to say, trying to hide their identity without saying why. See, these are the questions common sense people should be asking when you hear crap like this. So what would make ICE feel the need to hide their identity? Could it be all of those people to keep showing up and trying to throw stuff at them and do all that stuff somehow magically? Yeah, but they're not good enough to hide their identities enough to where these people don't know where they're at. Yeah, see, these are the questions I would have for Hawker, but he gets away with this because he ain't gonna sit down in a room with somebody like me who can see through his crap and say, dude, that don't make any sense. Why? First of all, did they start off hiding their identity or did it become like this because of you guys putting targets on their back, calling them all these names? Then secondly, how do these protesters know who they are? If, they're hiding their identity. And then you get who?
Will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is not the 1930s. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will, of course, be identified.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons.
Jeez, oh man. It should be illegal for these people to be in Congress, when you blatantly lie like this to inflame your citizens, turn them against each other, put them in danger. You are so reckless and irresponsible and evil to do this. They're all doing this to protect their own self-interest. You're saying the worst things, and you know that's going to lead to what happened the other day. You just said taking away people and they're doing all the torture chambers. I mean, the verbiage, man. Somebody should be able to check him right there. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
Will, of course, be identified.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans.
Who? What folks? No questions. We can't ask questions. Scooping folks up off the street. See, common sense should say, that don't make no sense. What's their motivation? Who are these folks they're scooping up? You don't want to identify them? You don't want anybody to know that these folks got a reason to be scooped up. You're just going to keep it open. Like Trump is just saying, man, scoop up as many American citizens, regardless of their, status or not. Just scoop them up. See, when you hear vague statements like this, that when you put it in a realistic context, you should be starting to ask yourself, wait a minute. It appears that you're leaving out some key details. Who are these? Their motive for scooping up these people.
Wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense. Not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye. Just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and disappeared. We need to make sure that there's...
See language that they all agreed on and disappeared.
There's a firewall that they have to come through before they get to them.
Oh, a firewall they got to come through before they get to them. Meaning this, all you crazy radical protesters and agitators, go out there and create a barrier for our illegal immigrants. Put your dumb lives on the line for us. Now, we're not going to tell you that we're using you guys because we're greedy and this is a power thing. We're going to tell you you're fighting for freedom. Yeah, you're fighting for justice. That's what we're going to tell you. And you're dumb enough to believe it until one of you gets shot. See, yeah, we knew eventually one of y'all was going to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Because we put no restrictions on your types of protests. In fact, we encouraged it. We're secretly looking at this stuff going, I hope something bad happened today. So we can go ahead and say, see what Trump and all these people did? See, unbelievable. And then what did it lead to?
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
Go figure. Anti-ICE in nature. Go figure.
Invading our cities, using excessive force, lawlessly, with new agents, without proper training.
I mean, just making up stuff. You see? Invading our cities, the new agents without proper training, excessive force. I mean, this dude's been with ICE for a while because he got drugged in the past doing his job. See? So he ain't new, but here you are, coming in, inflaming things. And then watch what he says.
Sadly, this was not unexpected, but it is egregious. It was an outright murder.
An outright murder. This is not unexpected, meaning we were hoping for this outcome. Yeah, we worked hard for this outcome. We put time into convincing enough dummies to go out there and do what they're doing. Yeah. And we're shocked that it didn't happen earlier. When you look at all the video footage of how these folks be attacking ICE constantly. So now here he is. This is predictable. You could have prevented this though. If you would have started telling your minions to stop doing this.
And the fact that the administration is trying to defend the ICE officer when everyone can see with their own eyes that that car was trying to get away because it still turned away from the officer.
And I'm sure the officer was able to see the wheels turning from the front of the vehicle, right? I'm sure he knew that. Look at that dumb look on his face. See, once again, always defend the lawless. Yeah, we wouldn't be using you useful idiots if you were lawful because you wouldn't be stupid enough to block traffic with your vehicle. See, so now we got to come up with ways to defend the unlawful who we knew would be unlawful because that's the tactic and technique that we need y'all to do. We're not going to do it. We're not going to go out there and jump in front of ICE agent cars and stuff. No, we're just going to use you dummies to do it. And so you see this guy? He just said that the cop committed murder. Definitely murder. Man, I'm telling you, anybody in law enforcement besides a couple woke sellouts like up there in Minnesota that would vote for Democrats are completely stupid. Completely stupid.
After she was shot in the head. So the fact that they are arguing that somehow this is domestic terrorism, much less an attack on ICE, is preposterous.
Preposterous. So we're going to go ahead and have to check all of these liars' work and see just what ICE has to put up with. I know I'm going a little long. That's why I said buckle up, okay? Because this one's going to get bumpy. So you see the rhetoric Scott Jennings was just talking about, what got these people to the point where they think this type of behavior is okay. It's because of stuff like this. Instead of coming out and condemning this lady's behavior, instead of coming out and addressing how did she get herself shot, starting off by participating in a convoy that had intentions to block ICE and then disobeying ICE's orders to get out the vehicle. Then turn your vehicle towards the ICE agent and rev the engine and hit the ICE agent. See how this deceptive politician just laid that out there and threw the ICE agent under the bus. Oh, here we go. Y'all ready for this performance?
We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
They are not here to cause safety in this city.
Oh, they're not?
What they are doing is not to provide safety in America.
They're not? So all of these folks that got a rap sheet that they're taking out of the country, that's not creating safety? You see how these dummies come out? So let me understand. You dreaded this moment. Why? Well, what were the things you were seeing that you made a prediction that something like this would happen? Could it be that you were seeing daily all of these agitators going down there throwing stuff, bricks and stuff like that at ICE? Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have to worry about dreading this moment. Yeah, if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for dumb, useful idiots, white liberals mostly, coming out there sticking their nose in this, then we wouldn't have to sit back and predict this outcome. But apparently you're wise enough to see all of this stuff happening, but instead of saying it's because of them, no. All of this agitation, all of this stuff is not because of the agitators. It's simply because of the presence of ICE. If ICE didn't come here to do their job, then these people wouldn't have to get violent against ICE. You see how that works?
What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust.
Oh, chaos and distrust. I don't think any chaos would be caused if people didn't come out there to get in the way. Yeah. I'm pretty sure ICE is pretty proficient in going and get the people they need to get and get out of there if they could. But instead, y'all bring the chaos and blame the chaos on ICE. You're like my pastor who said that he set a whole playground on fire when he was a kid. He said he set the grass on fire, and when the fire department came, he was standing next to the fire department like, how you think this happened? It was him. He the one started the fire. That's what these people are. Right here talking about the chaos.
They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people.
Oh, jeez, oh, man. Boy, I tell you, man. They better be lucky we're not a fascist regime in charge right now. Because these people, I mean, the lies and the deception and gaslighting that they throw out there, I don't think a real fascist would tolerate.
So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
Oh, what? We ain't got to spin nothing. The video spun it for us. No, you're trying to spin it away from reality. We saw the footage, but now all of a sudden they're trying to spin it. So in other words, don't believe your lying eyes, liberals. Keep on the protest. Don't stop for 1 second to question how stupid of a choice that lady made and how stupid of a choice you all are making. In fact, ratchet it up.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
What video were you watching?
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying.
Huh.
getting killed.
That's what happened.
A legal observer, protester.
Whoa. You hear the term they come up with? So now you see Small Fry? You see Small Fry out there lying, and now he's going to ask this cop. Now notice the language that they done sent out to the news, the media. They're all now using this legal observer. Y'all see that? Meaning this, all of these agitators are using their legal right to just observe what's going on with ICE. Now, if she was a legal observer, she wouldn't have been in the middle of the street. See, but nonetheless, they're using this to familiarize this term with their stupid people. Legal observer, to make the people that are agitators seem innocent.
And what do you know that you can share?
So the question was, what can I share about the deceased? There is nothing to indicate that this woman was the target of any law enforcement investigation or activity. This woman was in her car, and it appears then blocking the street.
Oh, legal observer. Hey, what can you tell us about the legal observer that y'all told us to start using this term? The legal observer, I'm going, so maybe under the new definition y'all just invented, a legal observer, maybe that's built into the cake. Like, okay, this is a new term we came up with, but in our mind, legal observer means park your car, block ICE, and just sit there. And when they tell you to get out the car, refuse and then take off. Take off while hitting one of the members, ICE members.
Because of the presence of federal law enforcement, which is obviously something that has been happening, not just in Minneapolis, but around the country. She appears to be a middle-aged white woman.
Better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city.
Y'all ready for Small Fry, who's going to try to act like he's a extra large fry?
And I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Boy, so scripted. I bet you he was practicing that the night before. Yeah, I'm going to really go out there and show him I'm serious. I'm going to drop the F-bomb. I'm going to pause just enough, try to sell it, make it seem like, yeah, this right here done push me past my limit right here. And I'm going to throw out tough language, get the F out of our city. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do if we don't leave? That's what I want to know, Small Fry. What are you going to do?
We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
And the funny part is that's exactly what these people are doing. They're doing the exact opposite. While ICE is trying to do their job, they're creating an unsafe environment for everybody. You know, and then maybe if you guys would hand over your legal immigrants that have warrants out, then ICE wouldn't be in those neighborhoods. But remember, you and the woke cop refuse to cooperate with ICE.
People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead.
We just showed some images of what appear to be large-scale peaceful protests tonight.
Oh, now you see her helping him out? We just showed some images, you see Raggedy Patty, of what appears to be large-scale peaceful protests tonight.
In response, we have reporters on the ground who, of course, covering them. Tell us what the scale of those are. What are you hearing about what's happening on the ground? How did they originate?
Oh, how did they originate? Watch him bunny hop over that part of the question.
Well, look, I won't speak to the work that those that have been organizing is doing right now.
Yeah, our friends are organizing and we're mobilizing and all of that mess. I won't speak to how all of that stuff came together. I won't speak to whoever is behind sending these radical people out there to protest.
I won't speak to that. What I will say is there is a broad message that is going out, and that message is pretty clear, which is don't take the bait. We'll stand up for justice. We'll stand up for what is right. And we also recognize what the Trump administration is trying to do here because it appears that they wanted a moment like this.
Oh, they wanted a moment like this. Yeah, the Trump administration wanted this. I thought they just wanted to go in and be able to do their job. Do you think that these ICE agents gets up in the morning and say, man, I hope I kill somebody. I hope I got to shoot somebody today. That's what I want on my conscience. Yeah. You think that's what they want? You think Trump wants this type of PR? Let me show America, just because I got an ego, how tough we are. So let's turn it up. Let's just start shooting some people who ain't did nothing. Or would it be a lot more proficient, less negative PR to go in, do your job, and get out of there? But you guys send your folks out there that causes a scene, and now you're saying Trump and wanted this. There you go. It's like you provoking your dad to whoop you, and then you say, you wanted this, Dad. You wanted to whoop me. And your dad is going, no, you didn't clean the tub out. When I told you to clean it, you said, shut up, Dad. Then I said, what did you say? Go to the room. And you said, no, I ain't going to my room. You ain't the boss of me. And then when I whooped you, you say, you wanted to do this. No, it wasn't even on my mind. I just wanted you to do what I asked you to do. And you couldn't do that. You wanted to get whooped. This fool up there, that the Trump administration wanted this.
From here on, I have a very simple message.
Oh, here come the insurrection.
We do not need any further help from the federal government.
Oh.
To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough.
Oh.
There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. Yeah. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard.
What the?
We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary.
To do what?
I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard...
A warning order is a heads up for folks. What are you talking about, Tampon? Sounds to me like an insurrection. Insurrection. Put your treasonous to effect. Unbelievable. Did y'all see what Tim just said?
Our troops are our National Guard troops.
Our National Guard.
They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans.
That what you're asking them to do is what? That's my question. You don't want to dibble and dabble in the details of why you claim you're deploying them. What are they supposed to do when ICE shows up and they have to do something? Are you trying to tell us, Tampon, that you're giving them the green light to go live against ICE? I mean, because besides that, what else could they do? See? So are you going to put them in a predicament where they are going to be on the front line of launching a civil war? Now you're talking about not obeying obeying unlawful orders. Yeah, that's what y'all want to talk about. You don't have to obey unlawful orders. If Tampon Tim sent the National Guard out there to fight against ICE, to resist ICE, to fire on ICE, that is an example of them saying, we're not doing that. But Tampon is suggesting it without telling us, well, what are they supposed to do when ICE does arrest somebody?
Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government.
Oh, and now I guess what you're saying is we're at war with the government. Are you saying that Minnesota is at war with the federal government? Then why are we waiting? Why don't we go in and arrest this bum right here who pretty much is interpreting what's going on with federal, ICE agents as war against Minnesota? Yeah, in his mind, it's war against the federal government. Now, of course, he's trying to, play real loose with the wording. So you can't pin him down and say, but I would have the question to Tampon, why are you bringing in the National Guard? To do what exactly? Unreal.
I think in this case, the National Guard is their main mission. They have a dual mission. There's the federal mission when they're under Title 10 orders, and then they're under Title 32 orders. In this warning order, there's nothing officially been done yet. If I am to activate them as the Commander-in-Chief of the Minnesota National Guard, I will issue the executive order to the Minnesota National Guard, and then they will be put in state duty status. To Americans who are watching this, if you're in Portland or you're in LA or you're in Chicago or you're wherever they're coming next.
Yeah, get on board with this civil war. Get on board with this insurrection.
Stand with us. Stand with us against this.
Yeah, bring in your National Guard. But the same National Guard he's talking about bringing them in, our dishwashers, our people. Look what he said about those same National Guard members back when the Summer of Love was taking place. And they wanted to bring in the National Guard to stop those riots. Look what he said about them then.
The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National Guard. And what does that mean? I think to the mayor, yes, I think it's a perception. I'm certainly not questioning that. I think the mayor said, I request the National Guard. Phew, I'm out. This is great. We're going to have massively trained troops. No, you're going to have 19-year-olds who are cooks.
What? But you're going to bring in the 19-year-olds now that are cooks. You see how they flip-flop? Now all of a sudden they are brave men, they are dishwashers, they are whatevers. But back then, when he didn't want nobody to shut down the violence from BLM, out there. Don't bring them in. They're just going to be 19-year-olds that are cooks. Unbelievable, these nasty, stinking Democrats. But look, more hyperbole, y'all. More hyperbole. Fake crapper.
Incredibly dangerous for us to continue to have ICE presence when our community is really heartbroken over what has taken place.
Why is it dangerous? Because y'all created the danger? Because ICE might sniff around and find more of your buddies who are defrauding America?
They're disturbing peaceful communities that are just trying to live out their lives. And I join our mayor and our senator in asking them to get the heck out of our city.
Yeah. Just as they tried to.
Uh-oh. Look who's trying to get in on this, y'all. Oh, yeah. Mayor Conehead. So let's hear what he got to say. More propaganda.
Today in Minnesota, the Trump administration lied about what happened and spewed misinformation in an attempt to distort the public's understanding.
So wait, unlike you, who are lying about what our own eyes saw, that's what the Trump administration lied about. And I'm going, wait a minute, we saw the video. This is the crazy part about these people. They will know that you got proof with your own eyeballs and get right out there and tell you what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. Yeah, that's right. Mostly peaceful protesters. Remember, these are legal observers. Legal observers, y'all. That happens to throw snowballs and Molotov cocktails and bricks and park their car in the middle of the street and disobey ICE. But when they hit an ICE agent and get shot, Trump and them is lying about what happened.
There was no accountability for that killing, nor was there any accountability when another legal observer in Chicago.
There's that term again. Where's that term coming from? Why are they all using this new made-up term? Legal observer. Get that in your psyche, dummies. We want y'all to all envision these people just doing nothing but minding their business and observing, and Trump and them coming in firing on them. So let me understand. There's no accountability for the ICE agent. Is there any accountability for the woman who put him in that predicament? I mean, can you assign a little blame to her? She had nothing to do with it. She was just a legal observer that happened to break down in the middle of the street. That's her car broke down. So now, here's the new word, legal observer.
Was shot 5 times. It is incidents like these that demonstrate why we have pushed back against reckless and racist militarized immigration enforcement in Chicago.
Man, these people should be thrown out of the country, honestly. There's incidents like these. The reason why we push back, no, the reason you pushing back is to save your illegal immigrant investment. That's why you're pushing back. And honestly, you're not doing anything but convincing a lot of dummies to do the heavy lifting and put themselves in danger. That's what you're doing. This is a tactic to try to bully ICE and the federal government into submission to allow them to get away with one of the worst crimes ever committed on our country by bringing in all these illegal immigrants. This is what this is. We want to make y'all leave us be and leave our illegal immigrants be.
When we have rogue, masked federal agents killing people on our streets, we are all less safe.
I have made it clear to everyone within my city government, and that extends to NYPD, that we are going to uphold our sanctuary city policies.
In other words, you're going to do exactly what Jacob Fry and all of them have done. You're going to tell your officers to not cooperate with ICE. You're going to create an unsafe environment for ICE. You're going to allow these agitators to come out and harass ICE until something bad happens. That's what you're saying. And see, honestly, all of these sanctuary city mayors and governors should be arrested because they're harboring criminals. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, have we all lost our mind? You're setting an environment for criminals to get to your state and city and feel like they're safe from federal government. And then you send out folks to block ICE from arresting them. And yet, y'all talking about that we're going to hold up our sanctuary city.
We are going to adhere to them. That is why one of the 11 executive orders that we signed was to repeal the previous administration's order to allow for collaboration with ICE on Rikers Island. What we are going to be doing is following the laws that we have set, laws which have kept New Yorkers safe.
No. Laws that violate the Constitution right there. You cannot set dang on immigration policy from, that legislation need to be passed. You guys just can't wake up today and say, you know what, this part of the Constitution, we're not going to follow it. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to resist federal government, they're coming in doing that. It's unreal, man. These people, and they like blatant with the insurrection. We're not going to obey it. We're going to protect our citizens. And I'm going, they're not your citizens. You're protecting criminals.
And you can be assured whether it's the State Patrol or whether it's the National Guard, their deployment is there to protect Minnesotans from whatever it is. If it's an act of nature, if it's a global pandemic,
wait a minute,
or in this case, if it is a rogue federal agent. I don't know at this time.
Don't try to act like you're going to slide it. I don't know. I don't know at this time. I'm not going to sit back and say exactly what I'm going to request them to do. But a rogue agent, what is that? I mean, according to you guys, all of them are rogue. According to you, Tampon, they're Gestapo. So are you telling me that, these young dishwashers are going to try to have to figure out which one of the ICE agents are rogue or not? You're going to leave that decision up to them? Or you're going to say all of the ICE agents are Gestapo. Therefore, National Guard, go out there and stop them from doing their work. What happens when they say, no, you're not going to stop us from doing our work? Could you move out the way? There's some illegal immigrants in that house we're going in. Now what? It's a standoff. Now what? That's where the rubber meets the road. And this bum is suggesting that. Unbelievable. Arrest him.
To Minnesotans, I say this. I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot.
You already gave us a
show. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully. As you always do.
What? Do this peacefully like you always do? Let's see how they always do it.
First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully as you always do.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Really?
Look how peaceful that is. That's a peaceful barn fire. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, all that peacefulness out there in Minnesota. This is how we do it. Do. This is how we do it. Oh, yeah. All of that peaceful looting. Woo-wee. Don't that look fun? Uh-huh. Hey, those are peaceful observers. That's all they are. They're trying to save all of that stuff. Uh-oh. Here we go, y'all.
Rise up! Take a stand! Rise up! Take a stand!
See?
Rise up! Take a stand!
That's exactly what they wanted. Let us get one of our useful idiots killed and mobilize and act like now this is our opportunity to take a stand. No idea how stupid they are. No idea how stupid they are. I guess I'm going a little long today, and my thing chimed out. All right, these people talking about that now live stupid land. Boy, I tell you, man, I really am an advocate for a national divorce. Just split the country in half and let these folks tear up their half. Look at that. There you go. That's what they wanted. Look at these images.
Just like with George Floyd. We not gonna, what? We gonna tear this motherfucker up.
Oh.
That's what the has to happen.
What?
We can rise to the occasion. We can show them who we are.
This is where the world ends. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. They go snatch the president of Venezuela, but our president is a sex offender.
Yeah. You hear all that?
Why are we not in the White House dragging him out?
Somebody go get that man. Arrest him. Arrest this guy right now. He's out there blatantly and openly talking about going and getting the president out of the White House. Uh-huh. Yeah. See? You see how their protesters think? You see how dumb these people have gotten? You see how radical these people are? But yet, they will never tell you this. They'll tell you these are nothing but mostly peaceful protesters. They're just legal observers that are threatening violence not only against ICE, but against the president.
Collar! That's where we gotta go, you guys, to the White House. This is only gonna go so far.
Death to who?
Death to the people!
Death to... Oh, well, look at that nice chant. Yeah, that the media is overlooking. Look at these nice clips that they, for some reason, could never find on the internet. How is it that we find these, but then when they start off with their interviews, so we saw the candlelight visual of mostly peaceful gathering, and I'm going, but you didn't see all of this? You didn't see these people in the streets going death, death, death to ICE? You missed that part of the protest? You missed the part of the protest where the angry dude that probably can't bust a grape is out there talking about, man, we got to go to the White House. Man, if I was in that audience, I'd be like, man, sit down and shut up. Who said that? I did. Let him know. Yeah, I want some action. I did. And no, I ain't talking about. I thought it was somebody else over that. I ain't mean you, brother. I ain't mean you. So let's continue watching these wonderful, peaceful, useful idiots. Well, look at that. And then look what happened after this shooting that took place. You would think things would get easier. But instead, look what happened. Look at this.
We begin with breaking news out of Portland today. ABC News is reporting that U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents shot 2 people. We know it happened near East Burnside and 141st Avenue in Portland. The FBI will lead the investigation. We don't know the condition of the people shot, but the Portland City Council president says the 2 people survived the shooting. The circumstances of the shooting have not been revealed. In fact, we're waiting for a press conference to begin for more information. As soon as it starts, we'll bring it to you live on the air during this newscast.
And here we go.
Without no details. Watch these dumb, useful, idiot liberals immediately respond to this without knowing who they're defending. This is what you call attack dogs. See, attack dogs don't ask questions. Just point us in a direction. We don't need to know what this man or woman did to go bite them. So now, this is what you get when you have useful idiots.
People are upset. They're angry. Some people on the verge of tears. And as we speak, protesters are planning their next meeting. Joining me now live is Holly Brown. She is the leader of a local protest group. White liberal. Holly, what is your plan for tonight?
Yeah, so tonight we are going to be meeting at the ICE facility at 7 p.m. We're going to be protesting against ICE there. We're going to be standing against their violent actions here in Portland today.
We're going to be standing against their violent actions here today. I look like a little 13-year-old boy, even though I'm supposed to be a woman, man, or whatever you are. But I'm a freedom fighter. We're going to oppose ICE, and it's going to get physical.
We're going to be demanding that the ICE agent who shot these people is arrested.
And demand it. Don't even know what he did, why he shot him. We're just going to be demanding stuff.
We're going to be fighting back.
We have heard repeatedly from Portland Mayor Keith Wilson and Chief Bob Day that they want peace. They want people to protest peacefully and not, quote, take the bait from the Trump administration. Do you agree with that? Is that how you guys will approach tonight?
No. See, it's too late for that. Y'all done trained them to be off the leash. So they don't want no peace. They want to be off the leash. No peace, off the leash. That's what they want. So when y'all do try to rein them in and say, well, now we want y'all to temper it and chill out. No, forget that mess. Y'all done got us used to eating raw meat. Yeah, y'all got us used to it. So watch this radical.
I mean, I think that ship has sailed. They shot people in Portland today. We're not going to go out there and do something crazy.
Oh, like park in the middle of the street and block them and then disobey lawful orders and then take your car and ram somebody. See, we already know how you guys think. Your logic is warped. Your view of how everything operates is messed up. So in her mind, we have no idea what that means. Now, that we're not going to do anything crazy except throw Molotov cocktails at them and try to invade, break their windows and cut their tires and throw bricks at them.
But we have to fight back. And quite frankly, saying that people should stand down, should avoid, going up against ICE right now is actually super dangerous.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. They're telling them to stand down is dangerous. Do you see? Who's radical? We're the real violent folks out here. Do you see conservatives out here doing this? No? Okay. And these people are very open, and yet you'll get people just commentating and say, no, ICE is the cause of all of this. So this little Pop-Tart right here with her skull cap on, and can't bust a grape, earring in her nose, it's going to go out there and get physical. It's time to fight back. Yeah, she can't fight her way out of a paper bag.
When they do things like this, we have to show them that we will not let it stand in Portland, and we're not going to be silent.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So let's see who the people that got shot is.
Even
evening, Sean. As you pointed out, a Border Patrol agent shot 2 people in Portland, Oregon this afternoon after the driver of that car allegedly attempted to run over federal officers. Now, this all unfolded about 2:19 local time, Pacific time, of course. That's when agents identified themselves. This was, by the way, a targeted stop of an alleged member of Tren de Aragua, the Venezuelan gang.
We're going to be standing against their violent actions here in Portland today.
Now, do you think this dumb white liberal cares about that? You think that right there is a part of the equation? Yeah, they're out here rescuing their neighbors and stuff. They don't need to know what they did. So wait, 2 gang members who were, told to stop, they decided to use their vehicle like the other lady who won the Darwin Award. And yet this person don't care. She want them arrested.
We're going to be demanding that the ICE agent who shot these people is arrested.
Now, after the agent identified himself, the driver and that passenger, who's also believed to be a part of that gang's prostitution ring, tried to weaponize the vehicle and run over law enforcement officers.
Again? Wow. So now, I guess this is the new style on the left when it comes down to ICE. Just use your car. I mean, if I'm here legally and I'm a MS-13 gang member, and I'm a part of a prostitution ring, I definitely ain't stopping. I'm definitely not getting out the car. In fact, I'm going to try to drag a couple of y'all because, hey, we got folks like this dummy out here that will come to my rescue. Won't ask questions. See, won't ask questions. We got dummies like Fry and dummies like Tampon Tim out here saying that ICE is the bad guy and they're not making their cities any safer. Yeah, that's what they're saying. And they'll never even question who I am, why they're coming after me, what I did. They don't care about those details. Yeah, we're all safe here in Minneapolis.
But we have to fight back. And quite frankly, saying that people should stand down, should avoid, going up against ICE right now is actually super dangerous because when they do things like this, we have to show them that we will not let it stand in Portland.
Look at all these dummies around me every day. Don't need no dumb people around me. Do you see how dumb these people are? Good googly move.
The driver, of course, was hit by gunfire. They were found about 10 minutes later. The driver and the passenger were both apparently hit. As you point out, they were taken to local hospitals. Sean, we do not have an update on their conditions tonight. Now, this, of course, comes on the heels of yesterday's shooting in Minneapolis of a woman who also allegedly attempted to speed off in the direction of officers despite being told to get out of the vehicle. Of course, she died from her injuries.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, despite being told to get out of the car, use the vehicle to hit an ICE officer, this and that, all those details are lost by Fry, Small Fry, and Tampon Tim, and all the rest of those bums. All those details, now, they don't matter. And yet, these dummies are reflexively responding to anything that ICE does without questioning. Not even stopping to say, well, what did these people do? Who are these people? Why did they take off running?
Also, people are upset. They're angry. Some people on the verge of tears.
We're going to be demanding that the ICE agent who shot these people is arrested.
They want people to protest peacefully and not, quote, take the bait from the Trump administration.
I mean, I think that ship has sailed. They shot people in Portland today, but we have to fight back because when they do things like this, we have to show them that we will not let it stand in Portland.
So there's a good chance she might be the next Darwin Award winner. Yeah, showing up, going to ICE, and then let's see how this protest went as we end up wrapping it up. A little bonus. What the? Who's the crazy lady?
Go ahead! Shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me! You want to shoot me? You want to shoot me? Shoot me!
Now see, she's saying this because she knows she's not going to get shot. Yeah. If you're really about it, then go get your car and point it at ICE and go running towards them and see what happens. That's when you really want to get, But see, she's out there just virtue signaling. Yeah, sounding nuts. Another white liberal. Go ahead, shoot me. I'm willing to die for these illegal immigrants. I'm willing to die. But whoa. I know you're not going to really do it because I'm really not. I'm really not a threat. I'm just virtue signaling. I'm going to try to act like, I'm putting my life. Because if you actually pull the gun out and go, okay, then you go, whoa. Okay, wait a minute. See, this right here is all performative. But she's gotten to a point in her mind that she probably thinks that that's really what I want until, somebody put one in her thigh. And realize how it feels to have the hot steel go through you. Yeah, then all of a sudden, like, whoa, why'd you shoot me? Yeah, that hurts. But here she is. Shoot me!
Go ahead! Shoot me!
Crazy, man.
Hurt me!
Go ahead, get me on camera. I want everybody to see my sacrifice and my virtue signal. Go ahead. Look at me. I'm willing to die for these illegal immigrants that don't care nothing about me. Go ahead. Because I know I'm not really in any danger, but I'm going to go ahead and do a performance. That's what I'm going to do. Go ahead. Shoot me.
My dear grandmother! Shoot me!
Out of the bat crap crazy.
She's asked, hasn't she?
We have a responsibility to.
Oh, boy. Now, I would go ahead and end with J.D. Vance blasting these folks. But it's already been 2 hours. And, I'm going to let y'all go before my legs fall asleep sitting in this chair. But I am going to get to that. But do you see what we're working with when it comes down to these? And honestly, I have no idea how to solve this. I mean, yeah, I toy around with because the Democrats are not going to stop. And they done convinced so many people that are useful idiots. They're going to be a pain in society's butt moving forward on multiple levels. No telling what they're capable of doing because they're not in their right mind. And the Democrats and the fake news have worked hard to get them to that point of this type of buffoonery, and I don't want, long as they don't, you want to say, well, as long as they don't bring that crap to, red state or whatever, but they're so destabilizing when it comes down to, law and order and stuff like that. We really got to come up with a strategic way to kind of turn the table when it comes down to how they operate. We know that they're not operating organically. Somehow we got to be able to cut off that source of supplying them to come out and do this crap. And I ain't talking about lawful protesting. They don't want that. That's why they would always show up with bricks. They would have, I'll never forget, during the George Floyd riots, a lady had a U-Haul passing out riot shields, masks, bricks, bats, all kind of stuff to just tear up stuff. And I'm saying, who funded this? Who's the lady in that U-Haul right there? Why are all these people showing up on buses from out of town? Who's paying for those buses? Who's paying for the overnight stay? You think they're paying all of that money to get them to stand on the side of the road and do nothing? That right there doesn't disrupt how things are supposed to flow. Yeah, that won't stop ICE. They'll just ride past those people. Hey, while you're standing there with your sign. We need folks that are willing to do stupid stuff to put themselves in danger, or it ain't worth the investment. We can find any person to stand on the side of the road with a sign. We need some real go-getters that are so invested in this that they're willing to throw stuff, attack ICE, spit on ICE, stand in the way of ICE, jump on the top of cars and hoods, park in the middle of traffic, try to run ICE members. We need those type of people. And to reverse that, we need to cut the head off. We need to find out who's financing that, because they're not doing it for peaceful protests. We already know that. That doesn't get it done. This is what they want. They want these outcomes. So these people can only do what whoever has put this thing together is, coordinating. They're not able to put this stuff together themselves. So we really need to find out who's behind this stuff to try to at least lower these type of aggressions out there with ICE, which will allow them to do their job more proficiently and get more people out of there. Because if these people don't have this network communicating to them, they won't know where ICE is going, what they're doing, how many folks they abstract. They go in, get it done, and get out of here. The other thing is we got to figure out a way to put the smackdown on these people to send a message. Instead of tolerating them pushing and tug of warring with ICE the whole time, we need a secondary form of folks that their whole job is to drag these people straight to the ground and throw them in a big fat paddy wagon of meat. Soon as they put an elbow, touch ICE, block ICE, anything, just sitting back going, just do one thing. They need a secondary group of people. Their whole job is to go ahead and do crowd management. And I'm talking about not tolerating you and arresting you after you done shoved about 5 or 6 ICE agents. I'm talking about, listen, anybody stand in the way, anybody touch one of these people, you will be immediately arrested. So now they can't focus on what ICE is doing. They're looking at this perimeter. They're standing behind them saying, do it, do it. You think we out here for nothing? You see that paddy wagon over there? We brought in a semi just for you guys. See, that's about 90 of us, 100 of us. Soon as you touch one of them, soon as you stand in the way, you're getting drugged to the ground, and I'm gonna have backup. So while I'm arresting you, nobody else is hitting me and throwing stuff at me. Yeah, I got guys standing right there, just like, y'all better back up before you're next. You see this? Yeah, this bullet right here, it might be rubber, but it's gonna sting. It's gonna sting real good. This taser is gonna light your tail up, be like a Christmas tree. So you better go ahead and just yell from there. Leave him alone, leave him alone. Okay, you yell all day while we're locking your comrade up for impeding ICE. Get the message. Not only throw them all in the semi, but take them and book them, Daniel, with federal charges, not with the local stuff that Tim and the mayor Small Fry is just gonna let them go. Keith Ellis, hit them with something that hurts. Send a message. Send a message to the people who are coordinating this and putting this together and financing it by finding them and saying, you're pretty much financing a domestic terrorist movement in our country. Okay, we're gonna cut that off, and then the dummies who remain, show them that we mean business. And I'm talking business. No, zero tolerance. We can save the dummies from themselves if we do that. If we keep tolerating them, they're going to push it to the point where you're going to put an ICE agent in a position to have to use lethal force because they don't know when to stop. They're crazy. They don't know what's too far. Yeah, I'm going to go too far. I'm going to go real far so my friends will see it and I'll be on and I'm a virtual thing and I can say I'm fighting for justice. And I'm saying, you don't realize you're just winning. You're trying to win a Darwin Award. We're trying to save your life. We got to stop, lock your tail up immediately so we can save your life. Because if we don't do it, you'll go too far. You'll hit ICE with something. You'll go ahead and then they got to turn and shoot you. So we're saving these folks from themselves. That's just a couple ideas and off the top of my dome. But hey, who knows? Maybe they're thinking about it and working on it. Anyway, God bless y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Man, America is a mess because of the left. That's what it is. It's a mess because of the left. If it wasn't from the radical left, we'd be kind of cruising, man. We'd be able to focus on all the stuff that, the administration is moving forward to and all of that stuff. I'm going to get back to this J.D. Vance piece, though, because he laid it out. It's just too long now. My throat's already starting to feel like Busta Rhymes, like a dungeon dragon. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down and go in there and mess around with the dogs and all that stuff. So thanks for kicking it with me. Don't forget, hit the like button, share my videos on the way out. And if you have not checked out Kevin's Corner store, you can do that. Links are below. Want to donate to the channel? You can do that through my Cash App, my PayPal link. Thanks for the super chat. And subscribe to my alternative channel, which soon as I get off, somebody said, wow, I missed the whole show. Don't worry. Yeah, go back and watch it. It's one for the ages. Yeah, so who knows? I might come back later on to finish up the show. Who knows? So keep your notifications turned to all. You might see me again, y'all. All right. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. And yeah, I got stuffed. Oh, wait a minute. Did I forget this? Oh, I can't leave without this, y'all. Look at this. Wait, don't hang up yet. Look at this lady. Look at that. Look at that. Who are these white liberals? These dumb liberals? But wait, listen to this black lady come out. Belly first, yeah. Listen to this black lady come out and embarrass the whole family.
Shut these streets down. Yes. Again. Make the city pay. Again.
Make the city pay again. Y'all see this? They want more drama, more violence. But listen to what she says.
And again, they was worried about losing money when George Floyd died. We had some peoples. They know how to stick them out there. We had some peoples. Y'all ready for this broken English? Most of them lose more money now. If we don't stand together,
we're gonna fold.
We're gonna fold? I'm pretty sure if we don't stand together, we'll fall together. But nonetheless, if we don't stand together, she sounds like she just came out of slavery. If we don't stand together, we's gonna fall together. Like she just came out of slavery.
Together we stand, divided we fold.
Divided we fold. She don't even know this thing. Why do they put people out there like this? Together we stand, divided we fold. I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes, but hey, yeah. They just stick you out there to be the angry, loud black lady who's encouraging more violence in the streets.
We as a community
We as a community
have to stop talking and do the work. We cannot wait till somebody die again to do the work.
Boy, couldn't find a better speaker, better orator than her.
ICE is the demon.
Ooh.
They are not human beings.
They ain't human beings now. Wow, look at that. That's dehumanizing pretty much. And that might encourage someone that's not wrapped too tight to say, well, if they're demons, then we got to go ahead and start trying to take them out. But how do you get to this point? How do they co-opt you as a black woman in America to go out there and be whining about ICE deporting illegal immigrants with bad, broken, just came out of slavery English?
They are killers.
They are killers. Sound like she was going to say kill us, but they are killers.
Killing on target.
What's wrong? Killing on target. What did she say? What did she mean?
I'm with you people.
Exactly. Boy, I tell you, man, somebody should have cut that mic so quick because she was spewing up nothing but broken English and Ebonics on that mic. We's got to stick together or we's going to not stick together. We's going to be separated. I'm like, what? Good googly moot. You're not sending out your best. You're not making your case. When you send out white liberals like that and then black liberals who you done co-opted to come out and support this mess. Illegal immigration ain't got nothing to do with, number one, legal Americans, and number two, people of color. Black people should be like, man, send them folks back. Shoot, they came here on their own, all right? Send them back. But hey, it is what it is. We'll probably get some more of that as the days go by. All right, God bless. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.